We have finally arrived. Here we stand on the eve of battle between two of the biggest franchises, not just in the FPS genre, but in gaming in general, and it's been a long time since we have had such a battle of heavyweights go head-to-head with one another. I mean, it's easy to say that this is the biggest face-off of 2025, but honestly, it has been a very long time since we have had two comparable titles release in a relatively close period of time, because yes, Battlefield 6 does launch officially tomorrow, and Black Ops 7 does come out next month, but yes, the overlap is significant, and while these two storied franchises have in fact done battle before, they reignite their rivalry under much different circumstances. You have one franchise that is very obviously on the decline and trying to figure out what exactly they're going to be doing moving forward, and the other one seemingly riding high on one of the more successful revivals we have seen in an industry that has been flooded with attempted and otherwise failed revivals. This Battlefield renaissance stands an anomaly in many respects, and if the early numbers are anything to go off of, this really shouldn't be that close of a competition, but let's just see what we're going to be in for here. So, the first question posited is, are the Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7 Steam number comparisons unfair? Well, I mean, there are some caveats, of course, to be pointed out, but it's a little bit closer than you might think. So, online data of Steam's player numbers has revealed that Black Ops 6 had 5 times the number of players during its open beta than Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Yeah, that's a pretty thorough ass-kicking. Anyone would have to admit. During its peak, Battlefield 6 accumulated 521,000 concurrent players on Steam during its open beta and 334,549 during the closed beta. Comparatively, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 open beta reached a peak of just 99,574 players as of yesterday. But hey guys, good news. Well, at least by the time that you see this, it won't necessarily matter all that much, but the beta, in order to try to steal away as much momentum from Battlefield 6 as they can, has decided to extend their beta until the early morning hours of today. So by the time that you see this video, it will have already wrapped up. Because announced through a new X post on Twitter by Treyarch, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta has a new end date scheduled to conclude at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, October 9th. The developers have stated that 2X Weapons XP has also been extended through the beta, allowing more players to reach level 30, blah, 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 to carry over your progress when the game officially launches November 14th. But yeah, going back to the player counts here, 99,574 for an open beta. That's still pretty significant in and of itself, but Call of Duty's numbers also include those from Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Okay, so in addition, according to Twitch tracker, interest in Battlefield appears to be significantly higher than that of Call of Duty, with Battlefield 6's beta reaching a peak viewer count of 868,520 just on Twitch, not factoring in Kick, YouTube, Rumble, if anybody's playing games over there. But yeah, that is simply one ever-shrinking demographic. In comparison, Call of Duty peaked at 378,150 in September for COD Next, and 204,419 during the beta. However, these numbers are circulating on the internet. Is there an unfair comparison? As rightfully pointed out, those online and Activision itself in a previous statement to us comparing Steam numbers between the two games, there could be an unfair comparison, as yes, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is available on various platforms, including console, Steam, Battle.net, and Xbox PC, whereas Battlefield 6 is available on consoles, Steam, and EA Play. So yes, it will be available on a subscription service a la Blop 7, but we kind of know where its home is going to be. Definitely it's going to be on Steam, as opposed to, Black Ops 7, as an Activision spokesperson pointed out, that the momentum and excitement from the community have been tremendous. We're seeing great engagement across all platforms: PlayStation 5, 4, Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, Battle.net, the Xbox PC app, and Steam. Activision was on the PlayStation Store page, which, although it features Battlefield 6 at the top, indicates that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 editions are listed right behind and are no means struggling in what has become a fascinating battle between the top two games and, well, the specific genre. And, well, that's nice, and that piece of anecdotal evidence as to its perceived success over at the PlayStation Store, when you take a look at the numbers, at least, top-selling games over on Steam, I mean, Battlefield is right there up at the top, and I was looking for Black Ops 7, and it's really nowhere to be found at all. And yeah, it doesn't come out until November 14th, so there is time for it to take that top spot, obviously, but yet still, unless I'm just missing it, not in the top 50. Yeah, there it is at 66. And I would imagine it'll probably get to the top spot the closer we draw to November 14th, but as it sits right now, that's an awfully enormous gap. But on the console side of life, I mean, one thing the Battlefield 6 definitely has going for it is something that is quite rare in the entire industry these days, is Battlefield 6's physical copies require no additional downloads. Oh my god, everything's actually on the disc. When you buy a physical game, you're actually getting that physical game and not just a digital access key. That's kind of wild. Players have reported the Battlefield 6 physical copies include the entire game and do not require any additional downloads to play. It's less than 3 days until the highly anticipated, well, tomorrow, okay, when you guys are seeing this, but obviously when this article was written, this is the case. But interestingly, some players who have pre-ordered the physical copies of Battlefield 6 received the game early. Shout out to them. I remember when that used to be a treat. Whenever you had some unknowing media associates at any of the big box stores back when they used to have physical games on the shelf. Oh, I miss those days. But yeah, if somebody didn't know the street date and they ended up breaking embargo a couple of days early, you just walked into a store like over the weekend when they would have received the new merchandise and somebody put it out there even though it was supposed to drop on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday. But oh well, won't be going back to that nostalgic era. I've started providing reports on what is available on the disc, and it seems that you can have the whole experience right off the bat. Spotted by Eurogamer, the original poster who had received Battlefield 6's physical copy early, confirmed some of the details as well. The player asked the OP whether the game was playable without an internet connection and required no additional downloads, and the answer was yes. The OP also confirmed other points, such as being able to play the campaign through the Battlefield 6 disc, and the multiplayer servers seem to be online as well. They're ready to hit the ground running come tomorrow, apparently, according to this. And so Black Ops and Activision Blizzard, knowing what they're going to be facing here in about a month's time, what are they doing to prepare? Well, they still have to run damage control for Game Pass, because that right now, that's going to be a big hurdle for them to overcome. So yeah, putting out these disclaimers to people by, hey guys, don't worry about it. Just because, we're raising prices by 50% doesn't mean that everybody's going to be affected by that, okay? Not all subscribers will be hit by the Xbox Game Pass price increase. Okay, so our recent Game Pass update remains unchanged. According to Xbox head of communication Carrie Perez, current subscribers in certain countries will continue renewing at the existing price for now, in line with local requirements. Will provide advance notice before price adjustments take effect in these countries. So yeah, we would gouge you if you could. We just can't right now, so take advantage of our tremendous service while you can. Unbelievable. The one thing that they can do in order to try to siphon away a little bit of excitement for the people that may or may not be able to partake in Battlefield 6, well, Activision is offering a Black Ops 6 campaign and multiplayer and zombies during Battlefield 6 launch week. Given the game had a tremendous beginning, like I remember this time last year, people had a generally positive opinion of this game. It quickly fell off as Activision, well, just pulled an Activision after all. And so this stuff really does come off as a touch desperate. Like I said at the beginning, this is the first time in a long time we're seeing a showdown like this. And well, back in the cut, I remember when, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 was coming out, opposite of all of the Call of Duty releases coming out at that time. Call of Duty, hey man, they were king shit, top of the mountain, and that still is the case. It's just this is the first time in a long time where Battlefield actually has the momentum. They're the ones that have the positive public perception. And Call of Duty, well, they're the franchise in decline. They're the ones who are trying to win back some positive public sentiment. And as somebody who at one point in time definitely favored Call of Duty. It's nice to see them shaken. And hopefully this type of revived competition inspires some creativity on both sides. So we can, in fact, get some high-quality FPSs moving forward. Because the innovation sure as fuck isn't going to be coming out of Halo Studios. And if you're still dreaming about Titanfall 3, I'd best say, take another dose of Ambien because you're going to be sleeping for a while. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Donkon Smell. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.